Disney World runs on magic, but most vacations here run on intense pressure, guilt, and second guessing. Here are the most painful parts of a Walt Disney World vacation right now, and what you can do to avoid them. Section 1, the price. Let's start with the thing that breaks people before they even arrive, the price. Not just the tickets, literally everything. You have to pay to get in, you have to pay to skip the lines, you have to pay for water, lockers, ponchos, ride shares, magic bands. The list goes on and seems to never end, and that's kind of just the beginning. The cost isn't just financial, it's also a mental game that we play. Every choice becomes a negotiation. Do we split this snack to save a little money? Is this experience really worth it? Can we afford to say yes to it right now? A mid-range family trip can hit $7,000 without anyone doing anything crazy, just the basics. And that's 5 park days, a moderate hotel, a couple of sit-down meals, and maybe a lightsaber. But that's it. That's the average. And that average often comes with guilt, because here's the trap. Disney has made the premium experience feel like the default. They designed for upgrade pressure, not luxury, but FOMO. And that's fear of missing out. For those of us who aren't aware, it's kind of an outdated term. It's modern enough some folks might not know it, and it's old enough that some folks might not know it. And then there's us. You know, I see you millennials. And no one warns you how exhausting that feels day after day. But here's what I want you to remember. Magic doesn't scale with money. You are not doing Disney wrong if you skip the character meal or say no to multi-pass or pack peanut butter sandwiches. The system is built to make you spend more. I mean, that's just a fact, but that doesn't mean you have to let it make you feel like less or like you're having a less magical vacation than other people just because you only have so much to spend. Section 2, lightning lame. You've already spent thousands of dollars to be here, but once you arrive, it feels like Disney's holding your entire vacation hostage unless you fork over even more money as ransom just to skip the line so you don't spend every moment of your vacation waiting around. It actually feels irresponsible sometimes not to pay for lightning lanes, be it with multi-pass, individual lightning lanes, or Premier Pass. Because why spend your life savings on a Disney World vacation just to spend your whole day standing in lines for rides and shows? But here's where it gets brutal. The new Lightning Lane system has 3 tiers of services that I just listed, and none of them are cheap. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass starts at $15 to $25 per person per day, depending on the date and park. That gets you 3 reservations ahead of time, 1 Tier 1 and 2 Tier 2 rides. Lightning Lane Single Pass covers top tier rides like Tron, Rise of the Resistance, and Guardians of the Galaxy. These can cost anywhere from $18 to $25 per person per ride, and you can buy up to 2 of these per day per guest. The newest tier in the Lightning Lane system is called Lightning Lane Premier Pass, and it's available directly through the My Disney Experience app as well, like Multi-Pass and Single Pass. It launched in late 2024 and is available to all guests, whether you're staying on property or not. Here's what it does. Premier Pass gives you one-time Lightning Lane access to every eligible ride in a single park with no return windows. You don't schedule anything, you just scan and go. Every Lightning Lane ride, all day, once each. It's park specific, so you're buying it for Magic Kingdom or Epcot or Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom, but not all 4, not even 2 at once. There's no rewriting, no park hopping, just full Lightning Lane coverage for that park on that day. Here's what it costs right now. Magic Kingdom is running between $329 and $449 per person. Hollywood Studios is ranging from $269 to $349. Epcot, $169 to $249, and Animal Kingdom, $129 to $199. That's per guest, per day, and it doesn't include your regular park ticket. You can buy it in the app up to 7 days in advance if you're staying on Disney property, or 3 days ahead if you're not. Availability is limited and it does sell out, especially during peak weeks. So who's this for? People who want to ride everything at one park without planning. People who don't want to use their phone in the parks. People who are visiting during a holiday or festival week when return times vanish in seconds. Premier Pass doesn't give you a private tour. It doesn't come with a cast member escort, but it does let you walk onto every major ride without opening your phone once. That's what you're paying for, and it's not for everyone, because basically, if you're like me, I can't afford it. But for people who value time and flexibility more than micromanagement, and who have the money to spend on it, it might be worth it. So when we say the lightning lane options add up fast, we're not exaggerating. For a family of 4 doing 5 park days, just using multi-pass plus occasional single pass, you're spending $700 to $1,200 extra. Easy. Add Premier Pass for a day and your trip can jump by another $4,000 to $6,000 just for one day of guaranteed convenience. But the worst part, most people don't even get the full value out of it because it's confusing, it's stressful, and unless you understand how to game the system, you'll likely walk away feeling like you've wasted your money. We actually made an entire AllEars video around a loophole that I stumbled onto and then exhaustively tested in the parks because it was the only way to squeeze real value out of the multi-pass system. If you want to watch that, you can check it out right here. But even when we laid it out step by step, so many of the comments on that video said, this is too much. It's too stressful. I don't want to spend my vacation glued to my phone or sprinting across the park to make a ride window. And you know what? They're right. It is a lot. And that's the real problem here. Not just the money, but the pressure. You're being charged for convenience, but what you're actually buying is more stress, with the exception of Premier Pass, in which case you're paying a lot more for practically no stress. I'm beginning to see the appeal, but for a lot of guests, multi-pass doesn't feel like an upgrade. It feels like one more thing they have to master just to survive a trip to Walt Disney World. Section 3, the crowds. You might have seen some reports floating around, get it? People saying the parks are empty, the crowds are gone, Disney's in trouble. Well, that's not what I'm seeing at all. If you're here all the time like we are, you know how packed it really gets. Especially now with the launch of Magic Kingdom's new nighttime parade, Disney Starlight, we've seen the crowds not just returning, but staying late. That's exciting in a lot of ways, but it's been a big adjustment for those of us who were used to slipping through Emporium during the fireworks to exit the park. Now, just getting to Emporium is its own mission. So if you're paying attention to certain corners of the internet saying Disney World is dead or attendance is tanking, I'm here to tell you that is not my experience. And if you want to see it for yourself, open the My Disney Experience app from home and just scroll through the wait times on any random afternoon. It's all right there at your fingertips. So here's what it actually feels like. Rope drop, wall-to-wall people, sprinting to the same rides just like always. Midday, every quick service restaurant is full. Mobile order return times are not hours out like we've seen at the busiest of times, like the absolute max, but you do have to be strategic or you will have to wait some time. You won't be able to walk up at noon and place a mobile order for right now at the most popular restaurants. Nighttime, parade campers arrive 2 hours early. There's massive congestion around Main Street and fireworks crowds that now stay well into park close because of the second parade. So if you expect to be alone in an empty park when you visit this year, I want to brace you for the fact that that's just not anything like what I experience here on a day-to-day basis. That shock might wear people down in a way they don't expect, not just physically, but also emotionally. You spend so much energy trying to reroute, recover, and keep the group happy that even a successful day can feel like a battle you barely won. And if your kids are tired, or your partner's losing patience, or you're all melting in the sun, which you will, the pressure builds fast. But here's the truth about crowds. They're not going anywhere. And the faster you stop fighting them and start working with them, the smoother your day becomes. So make peace with the idea that you won't do it all. Pre-plan your mental reset buttons. A mental reset button in this case can be any deliberate action or moment You build into your day that stops the spiral, breaks the overestimation, the tension, the overstated urgency, and lets your nervous system recalibrate. It's something you plan not for efficiency, but for recovery. At Disney World, that might look like ducking into the American Adventure Rotunda just to sit in cool air and to not have to talk to anyone for a while. Or taking a slow solo loop on the People Mover while everyone else grabs a snack. Maybe stand in the aquarium tanks in the seas and let the quiet do its job. It also has really good air conditioning upstairs. Ooh, it gets cold. Standing near Cinderella Castle, not to take a photo, but just to let your brain go still and take it in. The point is, it doesn't move the plan forward. It's not about beating crowds or optimizing time. It's just about keeping your mind from unraveling so the rest of the day doesn't collapse on top of you. We've said it before, but it's never been more true. The only way to beat the crowds is to stop chasing the perfect day. Just stop and take in the view every once in a while. That's what I'm doing. Section 4, the heat. There's no cute way to say it. Florida in the summer is brutal. And it's not just the temperature, it's the humidity. It's the way our clothes feel after 5 minutes outside, like you've just walked through a steam bath. Reminder, every quick service spot in Walt Disney World offers free cups of ice water, and many have walk-up dispensers. These aren't just great for hydration, a lot of them also double as cool-down zones, often being indoors or shaded. Never hesitate to ask calmly at the counter. They'll give you ice-cold water without a second thought. Still, water alone may not be enough when you're sweating through a heat advisory in Orlando. That's why natural electrolytes are important to avoid cramps, fatigue, or worse. So let's talk about the real hydration strategy, something that you can do while you're in Walt Disney World. Number 1, the free bare minimum hack. Grab a cup of free ice water from any quick service spot and add half a salt packet from the condiment station. That will be about 115 milligrams of sodium, enough to help your body absorb the fluid without overdoing it. Use it with a cup or bottled Dasani for fast hydration without the downside. Number 2, step it up. Add a banana. Found at fruit stand carts and snack spots, bananas are a perfect complement. They're potassium rich, which balances the sodium, prevents cramps, and helps retain hydration. Number 3, go full natural sports drink. For the most complete on-site hydration, grab sliced watermelon with high water content, potassium, and some magnesium, and eat your banana. Ask for a wedge of lemon or lime at a bar. If you see one nearby, combine with your salted water and drink it while you eat your banana and watermelon, and you're covering sodium, potassium, magnesium, and natural sugars, plus a vitamin C boost, all from park available foods and free water. We also suggest carrying electrolyte packets for convenience, but this is a great hack for emergencies or just a natural way to stay hydrated. Drink slowly, sip by sip, not gulping, to give your body more time to absorb the hydration. And don't forget, take frequent breaks in AC or shaded spots. Watch for signs of dehydration like thirst, cramps, and fatigue. And remember, it's not just about comfort, this is survival. Don't be a hero and don't push through. This has disastrous effects for people every single day in Walt Disney World. You don't need to be one of them. The heat is not a side character in Disney World, it gives main character energy, and there's no telling it any different. Section 5, the walking. Most people know there's going to be a lot of walking in Disney World, but they don't really understand what it means until it's too late. You're not just logging steps, you're logging miles. A typical Disney day clocks in at about 7 to 12 miles on foot. That includes backtracking for mobile orders, zigzagging for lightning lanes, and pushing a stroller through the Fantasmic exit crowd. And what makes it brutal isn't just the mileage, it's the pace and the surface. I mean, you're speed walking on hot pavement in the sun, wearing shoes you might not have tested in months, if ever, often while navigating crowds, trying to stick to a schedule and carrying a bag or a toddler or 3 wheelchairs. Your hotel might say a 15-minute walk to Epcot, but what they don't mention is that it's uphill with no shade. and it's 90 degrees before 9 a.m. You might rope drop Magic Kingdom and then get your first lightning lane of the day in Storybook Circus. That's a half mile before your first ride. And for some people, it's not just inconvenient, it's physically unsustainable. We see it constantly. People with 7 Band-Aids on their feet, parents with out-of-control heat rash by 2 p.m. walking like a cowboy, older guests walking 200 yards behind their families because even though they've gotten in the gate, they can't match the enthusiastic pace of their loved ones. The damage sneaks up. One bad shoe choice and you're done for the rest of the trip. Here's what makes a difference. Wear broken-in shoes with support, not just footwear that matches your outfit. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Talking to myself? Get it together. Bring backup socks. The second pair midday can save your feet, especially if you get wet. Use Body Glide or anti-chafing balm, especially if you're prone to rubbing anywhere. Rotate in seated indoor attractions like Carousel of Progress, American Adventure, Hall of Presidents. They all count as survival tools just as much as they do entertainment. And most importantly, stop pretending you'll push through it. That strategy breaks people. If you're traveling with little ones, don't debate the stroller even if they're almost too big. If someone in your group is mobility limited, look into renting an ECV or wheelchair. Disney's property is massive and they make you do all the work to get through it. No one gets a medal for limping to their next lightning lane reservation. Take care of your feet, or Disney World will take you out. Section 6, the Disney Dining Trap. You might think food would be the least stressful part of your Disney day, but once you're in the parks, you realize eating has its own kind of pressure, and if you don't stay ahead of it, it can wreck your afternoon. Advanced dining reservations open 60 days before your trip, and they book up fast. Want to eat at Cinderella's Royal Table or Space 220? You're competing with thousands of people online at 6 a.m. 2 months out. If you miss that window, you're probably going to be out of luck. But even if you're not doing table service, quick service isn't that easy either. Nearly every location now uses mobile order, and that's where the trap kind of begins. Let's say you get hungry at 12:30, you open the app to place an order, you find the earliest pickup window isn't until 1:30 or 2. You didn't plan an hour and a half or 2 hours in advance for a sandwich, and now your blood sugar is crashing in the middle of Fantasyland. So what do? You backtrack. You panic find snacks. You lose time, you waste money, and worst of all, you eat bad food. This is where so many families spiral, because food isn't just fuel at Disney, it's logistics. You can't afford to wait too long or plan too loosely. If someone in your group has dietary restrictions, you need even more time since allergy orders can't always be placed in advance and require a chef consult, which adds another 15 to 30 minutes minimum. And here's what I want to tell you. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing exactly what Disney has trained you to do. Pre-plan, mobile order, follow the system. But that system is designed to keep you on your phone, keep you tethered to the app, and keep you spending. The second you fall behind, even by 30 minutes, you start to feel it in your body, in your group dynamic, in the way your whole day gets derailed by the simple question, where are we eating? So here's how to take your power back. Place your mobile order early in the day, even if it's for dinner. You can always edit it later. Have a backup quick service spot at every park. Someplace you know has more reliable last-minute return windows, maybe like Backlot Express at Hollywood Studios or Pecos Bill in Magic Kingdom. And if you're trying to eat at a very popular spot, check at off-peak times, 10:45 a.m. or 3 p.m., when windows start to open up, because Disney dining isn't about food. I mean, they have a lot of great food here, but it's really all about timing. And if you don't play their game, you might go hungry, or you might end up eating something that you don't actually like and spending a lot of money on it. Number 7, transportational woes. Disney likes to call its transportation system part of the magic. Boats, buses, monorails, Skyliner, it's all kind of themed, it's all free, and it's all supposed to get you where you need to go. But once you're actually using it, sometimes the cracks can show. Let's start with the resort-to-resort travel. You're going to dinner at another hotel? Good luck! There's no direct route. you'll need to take a bus to a park or to Disney Springs, then transfer. That can easily take 45 minutes to over an hour just to get to dinner. It can be a little easier at the Skyliner resorts than the monorail resorts. If you wanted to go eat at Sebastian's Bistro and you're staying at Pop Century, you just take the Skyliner. That's pretty easy. If you're staying at one of the monorail resorts, let's say you're staying at the Contemporary and you want to go eat at Ohana, that's super easy too. But otherwise, if it's on the bus line, if your only option is the bus, you need to plan ahead for some time. Disney says to allow 90 minutes and they really mean it. Speaking of the bus service, at peak times, park open and park close, buses will fill up, lines stack deep, and you might wait through 2 or 3 rounds before even boarding. Late at night, after a nighttime spectacular, you can wait so long. You can wait so long just trying to get to the little bus depot, not to mention getting in the correct line for your resort's bus. And then the Skyliner, which is beautiful and efficient, it goes down. High winds, lightning, malfunction, you're stranded. They do start to run buses from places that do rely on the Skyliner, so it's not the worst disaster ever. But if you're in the middle of a lightning storm and you're soaking wet and trying to figure out how to get back to your resort when Epcot closes, you probably want to not have to walk all the way through to the front of the park again in order to get to the bus. But guess what? Sometimes you have to do that. The monorail is the same story. It breaks down often, and when it does, there's no alternative plan other than the bus. And so I actually really love taking the bus from the TTC to Magic Kingdom. It's by far the fastest way. Even when people are waiting in a long line for the bus there, it goes very quickly, and door to door, it's really about 5 minutes. The boats do have their moments as well, not as often as the monorail, I would say, but the ferry going over to Magic Kingdom, there are days when it's down, and there's no reason why. They just tell you to take the bus or the monorail, and you've got to do it. Transportation burnout hits people hard. You wake up so early, you're rushing to rope drop, but now you're standing in a line for a bus that doesn't show, or you're trying to make a lightning lane window, but the Skyliner just stopped, or your toddler's melting down and you just want to get back to your room, but you're packed in like cattle in the Skyliner station, and you have no choice but to stand there and wait for someone to tell you what's going on. This is the part that most people forget to plan for. They plan for rides, food, even rest, but not for the time and energy cost. Yes, there's a monetary value, or at least a spiritual, mental value of just getting around. So here's what helps. Build in buffer time. Always. Never expect to get anywhere in under 30 minutes. Oh, no, please do not do that. Even if it looks close, use minivans or ride shares when time is tight, especially for dinner reservations and you're running late. And if you're staying at a large resort, request a room near the main lobby or transport hub. It can make or break your mornings. Because the truth is, Disney's transportation isn't seamless. It's a system that works until it doesn't, and when it doesn't, the price is your time and your sanity. And those things are expensive. I'm sorry, mine cost a lot. You don't want to have me charging for them. Section 8, ride breakdowns. You can do everything right and still get burned. You rope drop, you book your lightning lanes, you refresh like a pro, and then the ride goes down. At Disney World, ride breakdowns aren't rare, they're expected. Top-tier attractions like Rise of the Resistance, Test Track, and Frozen Ever After are especially notorious. Sure, you'll be issued a select experience, lightning lane, which you can use for a variety of rides and attractions, but that doesn't change the fact that you just wasted all of this time trying to get on the ride that you wanted to get on. And maybe now it's closed for the entire day. To be fair, the rides are complex. A lot of them run on trackless systems. They feature projection mapping, advanced animatronics, or synchronized vehicles. They break because they're ambitious. But here's what helps. Do your must-do rides early, ideally at rope drop. That way, if it breaks, you have time to pivot. If you get a recovery lightning lane or an individual experience lightning lane redemption, check what it's valid for Hold on to it until you really need it. It's not always the smartest move to redeem it right away. And make sure you use it in the park where it was issued, because if you try to park hop and use it, it's a no-go. And above all, build flexibility into your day. Assume at least one of your plans won't work and have something ready to do instead. Because in Disney World, even the best rides aren't guaranteed, but your whole day doesn't have to fall apart with one breakdown unless you let it. Section 9, when your body goes out. Most people expect to feel tired after a Disney trip, but sometimes it's not just tired, it's pain. Real pain. Your back locks up, your knees swell. Oh, this is very familiar. A migraine takes over, You're dizzy, dehydrated, overheated, or holding your side in the middle of paradise. And the truth is, you're not alone. You certainly aren't alone with me. You've got a friend in me in this. We're all in this together. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll just keep going. This place takes more out of people than they expect, because the stress isn't just emotional, it's physical. But here's what most guests don't realize. There are real support systems in place here. You just have to know where and how to access them. If you're actually hurt, like hurt, get help. Disney partners with Advent Health, and you can access urgent medical care right inside the My Disney Experience app. Tap the 3 horizontal lines in the bottom right-hand corner of the app, and then go to Accessibility and Health Services. And then from there, you can speak to a doctor via secure video visit on your phone or tablet, request prescription delivery straight to your Disney hotel or local pharmacy, or even in park, or order medical equipment like wheelchairs, crutches, or oxygen to your resort room. You can also get transportation to a Centra Care urgent care clinic for adult or pediatric treatment. Transportation to Centra Care urgent care is complimentary for Walt Disney World Resort guests and can be arranged through first aid or resort front desk cast members, or by calling the Advent Health Experience Center at 407-939-7480. And they're open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 days a week. Don't hesitate to ask for help. You may think it's not that bad yet, but you don't have to collapse in the park to justify medical care. And if you're just wrecked, go get pampered. If you're physically spent but not injured, you have options. Here are some spas currently operating on or very close to Disney property. Grand Floridian Spa, which is Disney owned and operated. They offer therapeutic massages, body treatments, facials, steam rooms, lounges, and salon services. A true recovery hub. Appointments recommended and often booked a month in advance. The Ritz-Carlton Spa, a massive 40,000 square foot wellness retreat on a luxury resort complex. 40 treatment rooms, full salon, outdoor lap pool, spa cafe, and zero gravity massages. Ideal for a full day recovery session. They're highly rated and often ranked among the top spas in Orlando. The Spa at Four Seasons Resort Orlando. They have 18 treatment rooms, including 6 couples suites. Their facilities include indoor and outdoor lounges, solarium with zero-gravity loungers, experience showers, whirlpools, and even IV vitamin drips, peptide shots, and advanced facials. Conrad Spa Orlando at Evermore Bay, a water garden spa surrounded by lush Florida flora and aquatic aesthetics. It offers wellness treatments rooted in water, sound, and botanical recovery. Includes vitality pool, cold plunge, warm whirlpool, private soaking tubs, plus bespoke facials and massages, and access to a private outdoor relaxation zone. Section 10, the weather. You might think of Disney World as weatherproof, but the second you're sun-punched, soaked, frozen, or sneezing your way through Epcot, the truth hits. Florida weather will find your weakness and drag it into the open. Let's walk through the real threats and what you can do to keep them from ruining your trip. Summer heat, the body betrayal. From June through early September, the heat doesn't just show up, it attacks. You're walking 10 miles a day in 95-degree heat. Right now, 100-degree, because we're in the middle of a severe weather warning with 90% to 100% humidity. It's not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. And what helps is to hydrate, like we talked about. You can wear moisture-wicking clothing and real shoes, not sandals. You can plan outdoor heavy times early, do rides or shaded shows after 1 p.m., use cooling towels or portable neck fans, especially for kids or older guests. Know your AC reset zones. Air conditioning is very important right now. The Hall of Presidents, American Adventure Rotunda, Carousel of Progress, Conservation Station. Use them, don't just push through. Rain season. From July through October, expect a thunderstorm almost every afternoon. Lightning closes rides. Disney World ponchos rip like tissue paper. Shoes flood. Plans dissolve faster than a Dollar Tree umbrella. So what helps? Bring a real poncho, not a park one. It's too short and rips fast. Waterproof your backpack or carry dry bags for essentials. Pack extra socks and change midday if needed. Make your 2 to 4 p.m. plans indoors. Shows, pavilions, lounges, character meals. This is prime time for rainy weather. Watch the radar in the app or on your phone. If it's about to hit, reroute early. Don't wait to get drenched. I personally use the News 6 weather app from WKMG, the local CBS news station in Orlando. Shout out to Candace Campos, who delivers the weather in a way that feels very Disney to me. Hurricane season, the trip ender. June through November is technically hurricane season, but peak risk is August through October. When it hits, it doesn't just make the day harder, it can shut everything down. So what helps? Buy trip insurance if you're traveling between August and early November. Book flexible flights or choose airlines with storm forgiveness policies. Track forecasts 10 days out and have backup plans ready. If Disney issues a hurricane warning, they often allow penalty-free rebooking, but you need to be proactive. If you're in the parks during a storm, head to indoor queues with backup generators. Space Mountain, The Land, Star Wars Launch Bay. Winter cold, the Florida lie. From mid-November through February, the temperature drops fast once the sun goes down. Mornings can be in the 50s. Nighttime fireworks can feel like a camping trip gone wrong. Why'd we choose Antarctica? What helps? Pack a real jacket, not a hoodie. Bring gloves and hats, even if the forecast says 60s. And you really want to bring them because Disney does sell gloves and scarves and hats, but when it gets super cold, I've had to buy gloves in the parks before, and they sell out. So if they're sold out and you really need them, you are going to be very uncomfortable and probably get a cold, and we don't want that. Layer intentionally. T-shirt, long sleeve, jacket. That way, because it's changing temperature so much during the day, you'll be able to add and remove clothing in a way that is hopefully super easy. And then finally, don't rely on buying gear there. Like I said, things sell out. Or you can head over to the Norway Pavilion in Epcot and buy yourself some Helly Hansen snow gear for a lot of money, which I don't recommend. If you have the money and you want that Helly Hansen jacket or gloves or hat, then you buy it. Never mind, I changed how I want to say that. Finally, then there's the spring allergies. Oh, these hit me so hard. Flower and garden fallout. Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival looks beautiful, but March and April in Central Florida are some of the worst pollen in the country. What helps is start your allergy meds, I'd say a week before you travel. Get those in your system, get those defenses up. I'd say double up on your vitamin C intake, your zinc, and really get your immune system going, because it hits me so hard it makes me feel like a cold. Bring backups of everything you use to take care of your allergies, including nasal sprays and eye drops, not just your medications. Avoid open air seating at quick service restaurants if you're already reacting. Use indoor routes through pavilions when moving across World Showcase. This sounds like basic and dumb, but I'll tell you what, I do all this stuff when it's allergy season because I am just trying desperately to get any kind of relief. When that pollen leaves a neon green yellow film on the top of your phone, when the pollen is laying across your sunglasses, and you know that Oh man, if it's ending up coating the top of that this much, how much am I inhaling walking through while it's flying through the air? Finally, hydrate and then rinse your face midday. Even just washing your hands more helps, but if you splash water on your face, all those allergens that have ended up on your eyelashes and splashing around, all coating around your nose and getting on your lips, everywhere, in my beard. It gets in my beard. The pollen really gets me. Listen, the weather isn't gonna change, but you can prep for it. The mistake people make is assuming it'll be fine, just thinking, oh, I'll just do it, it won't be that bad. Yeah, well, famous last words, I need to let this go. If you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and put this password in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when myself or one of my friends puts out a new video, something we do all week. Who says it's not crowded? See you next time.